Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, on this Thursday morning, a wildfire raging out of control in California, and the threat right now. A fast-moving wildfire, more than 14,000 acres burning, residents running for their lives as thousands are forced to evacuate. Each of those glowing dots, a home on fire.
This fire is moving dangerously fast.
The blaze uncontained at this time. The red flag warning this morning.
The transition to a second Trump presidency. President-elect Trump huddles with advisors at Mar-a-Lago, preparing to fulfill his campaign promises, including launching mass deportations, implementing tariffs, pardons for January 6 rioters, as Vice President Harris delivers her concession speech.
This morning, who could be joining Trump and his new administration? The roles Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Elon Musk could play. Which members of his family will be working with him this time around? And what Trump's election will mean for his legal troubles.
The suspect in the Idaho student murders case due in court as his lawyers fight to have the death penalty taken off the table.
New details in the investigation into the death of Liam Payne. Police in Argentina raiding homes in connection with the One Direction star, saying they have 3 people of interest.
New this morning, the major retailers changing return policies just before the holidays.
What's the magic number? How many minutes of exercise do you need to make a big difference in your blood pressure?
And the discounts you can get this morning and make money at the same time. Too good to be true? Rebecca Jarvis breaks it down with cashback deals you'll see first on GMA.
Please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
And she's the contender wowing America from Paris to the dancing ballroom with her strength, grace, and fantastic sense of humor. We're inside training with Alona and Alan. And the dance party that will start your morning. Why this dad and his kids send mom off every morning with these sweet moves.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. Hope you're doing well today. And let's take a live look at the White House. This morning, President Biden is going to address the nation for the first time since Donald Trump's victory.
It's also an important day for your money. The Fed expected to cut interest rates today that could help bring those credit card bills down.
But we begin with the fast-moving fire raging out of control in California. More than 10,000 people have been forced to flee. The blaze growing from less than half of a square mile to more than 16 square miles in just over 5 hours. Mola Lenghi is on the scene in Ventura County with the latest. Good morning, Mola.
Well, good morning, Michael. Yeah, this dangerously fast-moving fire is threatening tens of thousands of homes, businesses, people, destroying homes just like this one that burned down just a few hours ago. It is literally still smoldering. Fire crews throughout the area have their hands full this morning with more than 14,000 acres of land burning in less than 24 hours.
Overnight, the race to rescue and evacuate residents as the fast-moving mountain fire burns multiple homes in Southern California.
Do what you need to do to save lives.
The fire igniting early Wednesday morning near Camarillo.
Well, these fast-moving flames are threatening thousands of homes and businesses with at least 14,000 residents told to evacuate.
It's the stuff that the memories are made out of.
You can see the trail of destruction visible from the sky. Each of those glowing dots, a home burning. Dry conditions and Santa Ana winds fueling the fire, gusting up to 85 miles per hour. First responders racing door to door, rescuing trapped elderly residents, some in wheelchairs, even moving these horses that were in jeopardy.
Every firefighter in the region, every law enforcement agency available, every helicopter, everything we've been able to get a hold of is here fighting this fire.
Crews battling the fire from the ground as choppers dropped water on top of them.
Bushes are burning, grass is burning, hedgerows are burning, agricultural fields are burning, and structures are burning. This fire is moving dangerously fast.
Fire officials are hoping slightly lighter winds today will allow them to get the upper hand, but these winds remain strong and they remain a concern for fire crews. The cause of this fire remains under investigation, Rob.
I know folks want to know, Mola. Thank you. Sam is here for Ginger with the forecast in that fire zone.
Lighter winds by this afternoon. But Robin, guys, here's why this is so frightening. You watch these fires take mountain to mountain so quickly because when the winds are 85 miles per hour, that fire's moving at 85 miles per hour. Try to get out of the way of that. You can't. So this is hot, dry air coming over the mountains and then picking up speed as it blows through. We call it the Santa Anas, and it happens every season. This particularly dangerous situation, extremely critical, was highlighted yesterday because of those 85 mile per hour winds here. The entire area is elevated fire risk again today, even though the winds come down just a little bit. Let me show you what we're talking about here. And why is this happening? Because this cold air that's finally delivering some snow in Colorado and real chilly temperatures in other parts of the area that we'll talk about later in the show has a nasty side. And it's the winds that come off the desert, over the mountains, and straight down into the very dry areas of Southern California. And I can't leave Northern California out either, because though these winds will drop down to 12 miles per hour, it's a little elevated here because the strong gusty winds that are even in Northern California. Southern California gets better this afternoon, but it's more trouble tomorrow. George?
Okay, Sam, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to the latest on President-elect Donald Trump. His team is planning for day one of the new administration. Rachel Scott covering the transition from Mar-a-Lago. Good morning, Rachel.
Hey, George, good morning to you. Yes, President-elect Donald Trump is here at Mar-a-Lago meeting with advisors, working the phone, speaking with lawmakers and also foreign leaders as his team prepares a list of possible executive actions that he could take on day one.
This morning, the transition to a second Trump presidency is already well underway. The 45th and now 47th president huddling with advisors at his Florida residence, already preparing a range of possible executive actions he could take on day one. Sources familiar with the planning tell ABC News they're focused on fulfilling top campaign promises, like launching mass deportations and implementing tough tariffs.
We want to have borders. We want to have security. We want to have things be good, safe. We want great education. We want a strong and powerful military, and ideally we don't have to use it.
Trump's team preparing detailed presentations to go over top cabinet candidates. And now on the horizon, a meeting at the White House with his former rival. President Biden calling Trump to congratulate him on Wednesday. The White House saying Biden pledged a smooth transition and emphasized the importance of working to bring the country together. President-elect Trump also speaking to Vice President Kamala Harris hours before she conceded the race. Trump's team saying he acknowledged Vice President Harris on her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign. And both leaders agreed on the importance of unifying the country.
Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election.
Harris addressing teary supporters at her alma mater, Howard University in Washington, saying that while the race is over, the fight goes on.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results. That principle, as much as any other, distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. And anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it.
The vice president closing with this message to young people.
It is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place.
Trump's team tells us that the president-elect is looking forward to meeting with President Biden at the White House in a short time. After President Biden, he is expected to address the nation from the Rose Garden later this afternoon, Michael.
All right, Rachel, thank you for that. And let's take a look at who the players could be in the new Trump administration. Our chief Washington correspondent, John Carl, is here with the details. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Michael. Now that he's won the presidency, Donald Trump is turning to the task of building an administration, who he will bring to Washington with him, and what they will do.
This time around, Donald Trump is no newcomer. He has his own people who have proved their loyalty.
These people have been incredible.
Sources tell ABC News that among his first actions, Trump plans to fire FBI Director Chris Wray and to get rid of the career prosecutors who worked on the criminal cases against him. Trump's also made it clear he will fire special counsel Jack Smith, who brought those 44 charges against him. The special counsel, however, will probably be gone before Trump is sworn in. Sources tell ABC News Smith is in active talks with DOJ leadership about ending both his cases. Sources tell ABC Trump's transition team has already started preparing pardons for those convicted of charges related to the January 6th attack on the Capitol. As Trump begins the process of choosing who will serve in his White House and his cabinet, he's already made it clear 2 people he wants involved.
A star is born, Elon. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he came in.
Both Elon Musk and Robert F. Kennedy have been huddling with Trump at Mar-a-Lago since election night. Elon Musk spent over $100 million to help Trump win. Trump has talked about having the tech billionaire run a new Department of Government Efficiency, pledging to slash $2 trillion from the federal budget.
We can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Musk recently said implementing such major spending cuts, quote, necessarily involves some temporary hardship, but it will ensure long-term prosperity.
Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
And Trump says Kennedy, who has controversial views on vaccines, will be given wide leeway over public health.
I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on the food. I'm going to let him go wild on medicines.
Robert Kennedy Jr. built his career as an environmental activist and lawyer, but Trump has been absolutely clear that there is one thing that he won't let Kennedy touch, and that is oil. With his promise to drill, baby, drill, Trump says Kennedy will play no role whatsoever in environmental or energy policy. George.
How about Ivanka and Jared? Are they coming back?
Totally unclear. You know, they said that they weren't going to be part of a second Trump administration. They said that a long time ago, but it is notable that they were both there in West Palm Beach when he had his victory celebration. In terms of the rest of the family, as you know, Eric and Don Jr. both had significant roles in the campaign, advising his father, their father, on the campaign. Obviously, Laura Trump, Eric's wife, was involved. We don't know if they're going to play a role, but we do know this. Melania Trump is already making plans to staff up the office of the First Lady. She will be going back to the White House, and she's talking with the transition team about what her staff looks like.
John Carl, thanks very much.
Thank you both. Let's bring in our political director and Washington Bureau Chief, Rick Klein, with the latest on the battle for control of Congress. Good morning to you, Rick.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. It's likely that Donald Trump's going to have an easier time getting some of these things done. He is going to have a more solid Senate majority, and it's likely he's going to control the House of Representatives as well. That is not settled yet, though ABC News projects that the Republicans will control at least 208 House seats. That's a gain of 4, but some of that was already to be expected because of redistricting. Still, what's still to be projected, 35 races out there. Republicans just need 10 of them to fall their way for them to have control of the House next year. And there's about a half a dozen or so seats out in California that could take a few weeks to hash out. In the Senate, it really is all good news for Trump and Republicans. The Republicans will go from a minority of 49, a net gain of 3 so far. They're at 52 at least. With these 3 races still to be projected, realistically, we could see Republicans grow their majority as high as 54 seats, with incumbent Democrats in Pennsylvania and Nevada still potentially losing their races, with the vote counting still going on. George.
Okay, Rick, thanks very much. Let's bring back Rachel Scott, who also covers Congress. And Rachel, that Senate majority means that Trump's hand will definitely be strengthened.
Yeah, exactly, George. President-elect Donald Trump will be not only strengthened, but emboldened by this solid majority over in the Senate. And Republicans, they're also keenly aware that it was having Donald Trump at the top of the ticket that really helped boost their candidates in some of these very tight races, but especially in Montana and Ohio, where the Republican candidates went on to defeat the last 2 remaining statewide Democrats, John Tester and Sherrod Brown. So this new majority will help Donald Trump push through his cabinet picks, his judicial nominees, tackle some of his legislative priorities that you heard John Carl lay out there. Republicans themselves in the Senate will be electing a new Senate leader as well. Mitch McConnell stepping down after decades in leadership. That election next week, George.
Okay, Rachel Scott, thanks very much. Robin?
And George, now to the challenges for President-elect Trump's plan to end the war in Ukraine. Ian Pannell joins us in London with that. Good morning to you, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. North Korean troops have now engaged in combat with Ukrainian forces for the first time. This is according to both Ukrainian and US officials. More than 10,000 North Koreans are now believed to have joined the fighting alongside Russian forces. The clash is taking place in Kursk. Remember, this is the border region of Russia that Ukrainian forces invaded over the summer, partly taking over areas of it. It marks a significant escalation, I think, in this conflict that's now going spectacularly badly for Ukraine and is going to present a huge challenge for President-elect Trump. President Zelensky speaking to Trump, saying, I had an excellent call with him and that strong and unwavering US leadership is vital for the world and for a just peace. Remember, Trump promised to end this conflict within 24 hours. So now his transition team is going to have to try and turn those promises into reality. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin making a keynote speech today. He is noticeably one of the few world leaders not to have called, not to have congratulated. The Kremlin saying today simply, why would we contact them? Michael?
All right, Ian, thank you for that. And we're going to go to Wall Street now, which rallied to another record after the election results. And the markets could get another boost this afternoon from the Federal Reserve. Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here with the details. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Michael. Yesterday was the biggest point gain in 2 years for the Dow, up more than 1,500 points, a new record. The S&P 500, which is what's reflected in most your retirement savings accounts, it also hit an all-time high, up more than 2.5%. It is now up 25% so far this year. It's also a very important day today for interest rates. The Fed is widely expected to cut interest rates by 0.25 percentage points later today, bringing interest rates down to 4.5% to 4.75%. And that could help drive some borrowing costs lower, particularly in areas like credit cards. However, when you look at things since September's half percentage point rate cut, which was also supposed to drive borrowing costs lower, we've actually seen the opposite happen to mortgages. They've been climbing from a 2-year low to about 7.1% this morning. But I do want to drive home this idea about your credit card. The average APR right now is about 25%. This Fed rate cut, it could move things a little bit lower in 1 to 2 billing cycles, but you can also take matters into your own hands. Call that credit card company, ask them to lower your rate. It can actually work, and especially if you've received anything in the mail with a lower APR on it, tell them about that. Tell them you're willing to change if they don't make a change for you. George?
Okay, Rebecca, thanks very much. Coming up, the suspect in the Idaho College murders case is in court this morning. His team is fighting a possible death penalty.
And the latest on Liam Payne's death, police conducting a new round of raids.
Plus, the major retailers making changes to their return policy just in time for the holidays.
How many minutes of exercise a day could help lower your blood pressure? Well, you got to stick around to find out. We'll be right back.
Let's go, girls.
Oh, yeah. That is Marmania with Olympian Ilona Marr on Dancing with the Stars. That move, right, was loved by judges and getting across her message about being proud of who you are. Coming up, she's going to take us behind the scenes at Dancing with the Stars right before the show's 500th episode.
500.
Amazing.
Following a lot of headlines right now. Firefighters in Southern California are battling a wildfire that has already burned more than 10,000 acres, destroyed dozens of homes, forced thousands to evacuate. Fast-moving fire is being fueled by Santa Ana winds and dry conditions. President Biden will address the nation from the Rose Garden later this morning following the result of the 2024 election. The president spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his win, invite him to the White House to ensure a smooth transition. That meeting is expected to happen in the coming days.
The Federal Reserve widely expected to cut interest rate points later today, which can help many with credit card debt. And the UConn men's basketball team unveiled their national championship banner in the pregame ceremony before Coach Dan Hurley and the Huskies launched their quest for a three-peat, starting the season with a convincing win over Sacred Heart. And we've got a lot more ahead, including new persons of interest in the death of Liam Payne. That is coming up, George.
Right now, the Idaho College murders case, accused killer Brian Koberger due in court today. His lawyers are trying to take the death penalty off the table. Kana Whitworth is in Boise, Idaho with the latest. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning. So Brian Koberger's defense team citing several reasons. They say the death penalty is unconstitutional. They say there's been an ideological shift in the country, and they push back hard on a new law signed by Idaho's governor that allows execution by firing squad.
This morning, with their client's life on the line,
Bryan Kohberger's defense team makes an attempt to have the death penalty taken off the table.
All rise. District Court is now in session.
Attorneys for the man accused of brutally stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death, arguing that the prosecutor's insistence on the death penalty violates both the Constitution and Kohberger's rights.
His defense team throwing literally everything, including the kitchen sink, to try to get the death penalty off the table.
In the state of Idaho, execution by firing squad is permitted if lethal injection drugs are not available. His defense team pointing to that directly, saying lethal injection is not viable.
The defense is arguing that the inability to choose, but being forced to have a firing squad, is a violation of Bryan Kohberger's 8th Amendment for cruel and unusual punishment.
Kohberger, now facing trial in Boise, hundreds of miles away from where the 2022 murders of Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin took place. Kaylee's parents frustrated with the venue change and pace of the court.
This whole community has been victimized by this person. And they deserve to have a hand in part of the healing and the justice.
Do you feel like justice is not being served because this is taking so long?
I feel like we're being patient, but as a consequence of that, we should be able to keep it here.
The defense, who says Kohberger is innocent, successfully argued that Kohberger would not have an impartial jury in Moscow, citing extensive media coverage tainting the jury pool.
Now, before the public hearing starts today, there is a private hearing to decide what Bryan Kohberger will be wearing. This trial is slated to start in August, but a reminder, you guys, next week marks 2 years since the murders.
Wow. Boy, sorry. All right, Kana, thank you so much for that. Now, to the latest in the investigation into the death of Liam Payne. Police in Argentina raided the homes of several people who had contact with the One Direction singer. Eva Pilgrim is here with the details. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Michael. This morning, Liam Payne's family finally bringing his body home to England. This as investigators try to piece together what happened leading to his death.
I've tried playing it cool, but when I'm looking at you.
This morning, the investigation into the death of former One Direction singer Liam Payne intensifying.
Tenemos un huésped que está sobrepasado de droga y alcohol. Cuando está consciente, está rompiendo toda la habitación.
According to sources close to the investigation, authorities now focusing on 3 people as persons of interest. This, the sources say, as authorities conducted 9 raids this week, including the homes of 2 hotel employees, 2 escorts, and a friend of the pop star, confiscating possible evidence, including cell phones, marijuana, 1 hard drive, and 3 laptops. Investigators also searched the hotel lockers of staff and reviewed security footage from the hotel. Multiple sources telling ABC News hotel security cameras showed drug purchases involving a hotel employee and a drug dealer.
I know how it goes.
Payne fell from the 3rd floor balcony of his hotel room in Argentina 3 weeks ago. Photos of the singer's hotel room after his death showing a smashed TV and drugs scattered. An autopsy revealed there was a dangerous cocktail of drugs in Payne's system when he died. Police now actively searching for the drug dealer. Payne had long been open about his struggle with addiction, posting a video in July 2023 to his YouTube channel saying he was 6 months sober after receiving treatment.
It's good to be in this position, and I definitely don't need those things anymore. The party's over.
When you think about it, like every generation kind of goes through this. Like they have their star that, leaves us way too early.
And at this time, no one has been charged in Payne's death, but as you can see, this is still a very active investigation.
This is so incredibly sad.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Thank you, Eva.
Now, with major retailers changing their return policies just before the holidays, consumer correspondent Becky Worley has the details for us. Good morning, Becky.
Michael, good morning. Some major retailers are changing their return policies to crack down on possible fraud. Outdoor retailer REI confirming to ABC News that a small fraction of frequent returners will be banned from any exchanges or returns, saying members in this group had an average return rate of 79%.
and returned $2,400 worth of gear in the past year, with $1,400 of that product being used. While these members are still welcome to shop with us, they will no longer be welcome to make returns or exchanges. Now, Target just announced a new right to refuse refunds and exchanges policy if they suspect fraud. Plus, earlier this year, Amazon tacking on a processing fee to items that have a high return rate. So changes there.
But Becky, is this something that's going to affect those who are honest consumers, especially those who are buying gifts that frequently get returned?
Right. From my reporting, this is not intended to impact your standard consumers. It's really about fraudulent repeat offenders that cost all of us in the long run, because that cost is passed down to us. The National Retail Federation estimating retailers lost more than $100 billion to the practice in 2023, adding that more than 13% of returns were bogus, like returned items that were used but not defective. That's a practice called wardrobing when they've been used, or when shoplifted merchandise is returned with fake receipts, or even high dollar items that are returned with knockoff copies worth pennies on the dollar. Now, it might inadvertently affect a very small number of consumers, so it is good for all of us to be aware of the return policy whenever you shop, especially during the holiday season, Michael.
Well, if you didn't know, now you know, Becky. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Rob?
Got you.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Now to a new study suggests that just 5 extra minutes of exercise may help lower blood pressure. Good news for nearly half of all Americans who have high blood pressure. That's according to the CDC. Our medical correspondent, Dr. Darien Sutton, is here with more. So break down this study for us.
Some motivation, just 5 more minutes. I know if anyone's like me, that 5-minute mark comes up and I'm already off the treadmill and in my bed. But this is some motivation to keep that moving. It's a new study published from Circulation. It looks at over 15,000 participants, and it found that just 5 additional minutes of vigorous exercise was associated with a drop in blood pressure. Now, Robin, that drop is only about 0.5 point, but as you know, small drops make an ocean. It further found that bigger investments yield better returns. It compared just sitting for 30 minutes, for example, watching television. Instead, getting out and moving for 20 to 30 minutes, physical activity, that was associated with a blood pressure drop, so much so that it reduced the risk of chronic disease. We're talking about reducing the risk of heart disease, reducing the risk of stroke, which is why these findings are consistent with what we know from the American Heart Association recommendations.
This is so promising, and we want to emphasize this is an additional 5 minutes to your already the routine.
Additional vigorous 5 minutes.
Vigorous 5 minutes, which is why that's important.
I'm glad you said that, Mike. What qualifies as vigorous or intensive exercise?
I'm glad you said that. So vigorous exercise is getting your heart rate up, making you breathless, just the point where you start to sweat. That's when you want to get that workout in, or that's when it qualifies as vigorous. Everything else can be moderate or mild. So you got to get that heart rate up.
Well, Michael makes me breathless and makes me sweat. But that doesn't count.
Unfortunately, that wasn't looked at in the study. I didn't see that in the study,
So
unfortunately.
how can you get the most out of those 5 minutes?
You know, the most out of it, you can do things like cycling, running, jogging, talking to Michael, but you can also do other things. For example, just general, you can do push-ups, body weight activity, lunges, or squats. I recommend doing intervals, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. This is how you want to use that 5 minutes and make it efficient.
I know Lara's been talking about that. She does like 1 minute fast, then 1 minute walk, 2 minute fast, and 2 minute walk.
The intervals, I think, are really fun to do, and they get your heart rate up. And again, your heart is a muscle, so the more you work it out, the better it is.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so very much.
I'm speechless.
No, that's
really.
what you get for messing with me earlier off camera.
Are you speechless or are you breathless? That's the question.
Well played.
Thank you. Now with our play of the day and everyday dance party, Sam. You got to share this with everybody.
All right, so we all know that it's hard to get up early in the morning, especially when it's still dark outside. Can I get an amen from anybody in this room? Amen. All right, so this is a great way to start your day. Mother of 2, Kate Bransgrove, recently went through kind of a rough patch, and that's when her husband and kids stepped in, deciding to start a daily dance party routine as she pulled out of the garage every morning. Every morning they dance for her before she heads out to work. Look how adorable this is. It is a different dance every day. Oh, it's amazing. Kate says it really did help her. And it was so great, that morning dance ritual continues now. The dance moves are a solid 10, just going to Dancing with the Stars, I gotta tell you. But the support of your family and even your friends, especially when you're going through it, it's so important. So reach out today and just tell somebody that you love them or dance for them.
I got to tell you, our loved ones need to step up their game when we leave in the morning, dark and early. Right.
If anyone wakes up when I leave in the morning, I'm super happy for that, right?
As always, Sam, thank you. Coming up, Tori Johnson. She's here with a double dip of deals and steals and beauty and skincare bonanza. Come on back.
Bonanza.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Fast-moving wildfire in Southern California. More than 14,000 acres burning. Residents running for their lives as thousands forced to evacuate. The blaze uncontained at this time.
This fire is moving dangerously fast.
The extreme fire danger this morning.
Mammograms and anxiety. Are you delaying that appointment? Why there's less to fear than ever before, and what doctors want you to know this morning.
Start your shopping. This morning, how you can save for the holidays, getting paid for the shopping you're already doing, with exclusive offers you'll only hear on GMA this morning.
And Mar-Mania, inside Dancing with the Stars with Alona and Alan.
It's been almost like another Olympics in a way.
From day one, Ilona is a different dancer completely.
And they're saying,
"Good morning, America."
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
Good morning, America. We're looking forward to going behind the scenes in the ballroom ahead of Dancing's milestone 500th show.
Amazing.
Man, a lot of shows. All right, congratulations to them. Plus, Tori Johnson is here with a skincare bonanza. It's a double dose of deals and steals that will make you look and feel great. That's coming up.
Also, cookbook author Carolyn Chambers is here taking on GMA's $20 dinner challenge with a meal and dessert for a family of 4.
But first, a look at the top stories breaking at 8, starting with that fast-moving fire raging out of control in Southern California. Forced to flee, thousands are forced to flee. Let's go back to Mola Lenghi on the scene in Ventura County with the latest. Good morning again, Mola.
Well, good morning, Robin. Yeah, firefighters describing this as a dangerously fast-moving fire. It is threatening tens of thousands of homes, businesses, property, people, destroying homes just like this one. This one burnt down just a few hours ago. It is literally still smoldering. Now, firefighters will continue to have their hands full this morning as this fast-moving fire has burned more than 14,000 acres in less than 24 hours. In that time, it was a race to rescue and to evacuate thousands of residents here in Ventura County. First responders going door to door, literally in some cases, after the fire sparked early Wednesday morning. Dry conditions and those intense Santa Ana winds fueling the fire with wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour. Now, fire officials are hoping that slightly lighter winds today may help them get the upper hand on the ground here. But make no mistake, these winds remain strong and they remain a concern for fire officials. And meanwhile, George, the cause of this fire, that remains under investigation.
Okay, Mola, thanks very much. Looking at the latest now, President-elect Donald Trump, his team planning for day one of the new administration. Rachel Scott is covering the transition from Mar-a-Lago. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning again to you. President-elect Donald Trump here at Mar-a-Lago, meeting with his advisors, working the phone, speaking with lawmakers and foreign leaders. We're learning this morning that his team is putting together a short list of executive actions that he could possibly take on day one.
This morning, the transition to a second Trump presidency is already well underway. The 45th and now 47th president huddling with advisors at his Florida residence, already preparing a range of possible executive actions he could take on day one. Sources familiar with the planning tell ABC News they're focused on fulfilling top campaign promises, like launching mass deportations and implementing tough tariffs.
We want to have borders. We want to have security. We want to have things be good, safe. We want great education. We want a strong and powerful military, and ideally we don't have to use it.
Trump's team preparing detailed presentations to go over top cabinet candidates. And now on the horizon, a meeting at the White House with his former rival. President Biden calling Trump to congratulate him on Wednesday. The White House saying Biden pledged a smooth transition and emphasized the importance of working to bring the country together. President-elect Trump also speaking to Vice President Kamala Harris hours before she conceded the race. Trump's team saying he acknowledged Vice President Harris on her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign. And both leaders agreed on the importance of unifying the country.
Now, I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election.
Harris addressing teary supporters at her alma mater, Howard University in Washington. The vice president closing with this message to young people.
It is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place.
So we are told that meeting between President-elect Donald Trump and President Biden at the White House is expected to happen soon. As for President Biden, he is expected to address the nation very shortly from the Rose Garden later this morning, Michael.
We're looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Rachel. And Donald Trump is the first president-elect to be facing multiple criminal charges, but many of his legal troubles will now go away. ABC News Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas joins us with more. Good morning, Pierre.
Michael, good morning. President-elect Trump will not need to fire special counsel Jack Smith. DOJ guidelines are clear. You cannot prosecute a sitting president. And sources tell me Smith has been in discussions about how he will wind down the two federal cases. The January 6th criminal case and the classified documents case are effectively over. And there likely will be pardons for some of those convicted in that riot on the Capitol on January 6th. Trump's thunderous election had the effect of strengthening his hand in all pending criminal cases. There are doubts this morning about the Fulton County state election interference case, which has been mired in legal battles and controversies for months. And some legal experts say it's doubtful that the judge overseeing Trump's 34-count felony conviction in the hush money case involving Stormy Daniels will impose any jail time when Trump is sentenced in just a few weeks. Guys?
All right, Pierre, appreciate your reporting. Coming up in our GMA Morning Menu, easing mammogram anxiety, why there's less to fear than ever before, and what doctors want you to know this morning.
Also ahead, how you can earn cash back on your holiday shopping, plus exclusive deals you hear first on GMA this morning.
And we are counting down to the 500th episode of Dancing with the Stars. Olympian Ilona Maher takes us inside the ballroom. Sam, you're upstairs with Tori.
Sorry, I was just talking to Tori. So, Tori, when I woke up this morning, you know what I was missing? A skincare bonanza. Oh. We've got supersized deals and steals this morning. It is a bonanza with bargains starting at under $5 to help you look and feel great.
Oh yeah, you. Like you.
Sure it is. All coming up right here on GMA. I love you, Tori. I love you.
And on GMA tomorrow, we have a first look at the new Mufasa, the Lion King trailer, the upcoming prequel to the classic. We're also going to meet two of the stars. They're going to join us from Disney's Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World.
Man, I love Mufasa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mufasa. I love it. Oh, we're going to turn now to the ballroom. Okay. Dancing with the Stars is gearing up to celebrate their 500th episode. And we got a guy here who knows a thing or two about getting down, Sam Champion, who's going to give us a look behind the scenes. What you got, Sam?
Yeah, getting down in real life and on Dancing with the Stars, by the way, Michael. Hey, can you guys believe that hit show, it hit the air 19 years ago? No, since then, though, it's captured our hearts and our souls. And by souls, I mean the blisters that are in the bottom of the soles of my feet to this day. Dancing fans across the country, I watched this show, and now season 33's brightest star, Olympian Ilona Maher, is giving us an inside scoop of her time on the show. Strength.
Under the surface, I feel the surface.
Grace. And girl power.
Let's go, girls.
Olympic rugby player Ilona Maher and her partner Alan Burston are an unstoppable force on the dance floor.
People are loving to see a girl like me move. They're seeing themselves out there. I think they've been loving to see Alan, working with a person like me and how he supports me and makes me feel so beautiful on the floor. And
Ilona is the epitome of the show. It's taking somebody who's never danced before, giving them an opportunity to show how much, they want to learn, how much they care, and how much they can grow.
The duo becoming breakout stars on TikTok.
But my legs were too long. Every day
She is exactly who she is on social media in person. She's funny, she's loud, she's authentically herself.
Fans even want her to be the next Bachelorette. This video gaining over 1.5 million views.
I will do that for America. I will date 3 men for America. That's what you want to see.
But when it's time to dance, they get down to business. Harnessing that adrenaline of winning a bronze medal in Paris to take home the gold right here in the ballroom.
It's been almost like another Olympics in a way. I think I knew that it could be really big.
It's amazing. She's the first female partner to lift her male partner on the show, and it's just awesome.
Ilona is inspiring millions every week, redefining femininity.
For me, it's the showing that how powerful and how important it is to be strong physically, mentally. Like to see my muscular body that is not that flexible, still haven't learned to do a split, probably won't.
And ahead of the 500th episode, the duo giving their all, working overtime to make the finals.
From day one, Ilona is a different dancer completely. We have these small breakthroughs every single day.
I think young girls like seeing me dance in the rumba, this muscular build out there, trying to be as graceful as she can, in these outfits where, I want to show off my body and show off all these things. Like, at times it feels like it's not just for me that I'm doing this, it's for others.
They are such a good pair. I love Alan too. Love you, Alan. Next week's show will feature one of the hardest competitions yet. Get this. It's called an Instant Dance Challenge, where the stars will have just 5 minutes to learn the entire routine before they have to perform it live in front of the country and the cameras and the blocking. Dances with the Stars rumbas into television history with its 500th. Should I have done that with Bruno's accent?
You did.
500th episode next 8 p.m. Eastern, next Tuesday, right here on ABC.
But because all those twists that they put in, that's why it's lasted 19 years. There's always something different every season.
You said it this morning. It's everybody's watching it this year too.
What do you remember most?
Blisters.
Would you do it again?
Would I do it again? I think I'm too old now. I aged out. I'm older than anybody. That's it. Thank you, though.
Good way to get out of that question, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. Hey, now we have anxiety that many women live with. It's getting a mammogram. But no matter how long it's been since you got one, you shouldn't wait any longer. Ariel Reshef, good that she is here. You're going to tell us ways to overcome the anxiety?
Absolutely, and you can relate to this, Robin. It does create anxiety. I have mine actually scheduled tomorrow, and whether it's the exam itself or the potential results, for many women, the idea of a mammogram can be very daunting. But doctors say screening has shown to reduce breast cancer death by 22%, and we spoke to 2 women about how they tackled their fear and anxiety and made their appointments.
51-year-old Megan Kennedy skipped her mammogram for 2 years during COVID. Nervous, she thought maybe it would be easier not to know her cancer status.
I just didn't have time for cancer.
Breast cancer survivor Deborah Hall worries about a recurrence before scheduling hers.
Initially, it was a kind of terror, but I would say it's evolved to maybe high anxiety at this point.
I see this all the time with women. When women are overdue for a mammogram, it becomes more emotionally difficult to schedule their mammogram because they're feeling anxious or guilty or nervous because they're late.
But despite the dread, these women did schedule their mammograms, and doctors say so should you.
Look, there's a lot of anxiety around getting mammograms. That's completely understandable, but it's incredibly important.
So if a woman says, well, it's been 2 years, what's the point? I say, no, there's still an opportunity to catch it early now. The earlier we find it, the less likely it is to have spread, and the more likely that we can use simpler methods to cure it with cure rates greater than 95%.
That's right. There's actually less to fear than ever before. The breast cancer death rate has dropped over 44% since the late 80s because of advancements in early detection and treatment. And with updated mammogram recommendations starting at age 40 for those not at high risk, the chances of catching a cancer early are better than ever.
The good news is 95% of the time, we don't find something that's of worry that needs a follow-up.
We've also made treatments far less toxic and far less invasive than they used to be. So there's lots of reason to have hope.
A good way to cope? Make your mammogram a group effort.
Get a buddy to go with you. Get someone who will push you out of the door if that's necessary to go get it.
My very dear college friends and I made a pact that we would hold each other accountable for screenings.
Whether you missed your mammogram for a year or missed it for 10 years, doctors say there's no time like right now to get it done.
It's never too late. Even if you're overdue, just remember to do your screening mammogram.
Hopefully this is taking a big deep breath for all of us. Experts say breast cancer detected at stage 2 or 3, even if it's not the earliest, still allows for a wide range of effective treatments that can lead to long-term survival. If you are worried about how to pay for your mammogram and you may not have insurance, check your local Department of Health. They may offer free screenings. That is critical. Trying to get rid of some of those reasons, those excuses we build up, gotta go, even if it produces a little bit of anxiety.
I know, but fear cancer, don't fear the mammogram.
That's a very good point.
All right. And you're going tomorrow?
I'm going tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Ariel, very much.
Time now for our Deals and Steals Beauty Bonanza. Tori Johnson is here with some great products. So we're going to say good morning to you, Tori, and we're going to jump right into it.
We are.
Skincare.
We are starting with Benefit, #1 brow brand in the world. We love it because instantly transforms your brows. So you get these magical, voluminous brows. In many cases with Gimme Brow, just one swipe. One little swipe. Trust me on it.
I will.
Gorgeous brows. We also have from them their mascaras. This is truly like out of this world. There's one that's called Bad Girl Bang, and that one is like, woo, voluminous lashes. I love that they gave us a lot of these little holiday gift sets. So this is like a really cute stocking stuffer, $14. Everything's 50% off, but when you dig in, there's a lot of stocking stuffers here for really good prices. These start at $13.
Well, my twins know what they're getting.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Strivectin. This is all about skincare that is clinically proven. That one that you're holding right there, that is the Peptide Tightening Neck Serum, and they are really known for that. So that's like, you use it specifically in the neck area. It's going to help with those horizontal lines in the neck and the loss of that jawline definition. If that's something that you struggle with, this is a product for you. We also have their Advanced Retinol Night. That's a multi-correct serum. That's one that in as few as 7 days, you can see results if you use it as directed every night. We love Strivectin. We also love that everything today is 50% off plus
free shipping.
You got it. Another one we love is Laura Geller. We've got a big assortment of fan favorites. That one right there that you're holding, that is a Jelly Balm Nourishing Lip Balm. And what I love about that is you get a nice sheer swipe of color. That's another one, quite frankly, that I think is a really good stocking stuffer. Those are $12 and it's such a fun one. But another fabulous one is right in front here. These are these little palettes. This is their Tuscan Dreams palette. I know you can't see it, but trust me that it's got all of the beautiful blushes, highlighters, and eyeshadows in it. So it's great to sculpt, define, enhance. That's what Laura Geller's all about. Whole assortment, 50% off, starting with the brushes at just $6.
And great packaging on that, too.
Beautiful packaging, which makes it great for gifting.
Exactly.
Okay, Lange making their GMA Deals debut. We've got 2 products here. This big one right here, this one called La Volume, 100,000 positive reviews on that. Hard to beat. What's great about that is that it's a brush and blower in one. So trust me also on this. You're trusting me on everything. I know. Trust me on that. So you get, that one's the curler, 56,000 reviews on that one. So if you're looking for curling, straightening, sleek, bouncy hair, these 2 products are going to give it to you. So easy to use, really fabulous results. All slash and half starts at $34.50.
All right, I want curly, straight, and bouncy hair. I just can't grow it out.
Sorry, those products are not going to help in this case. But Dr. Whitney Bowe. So since 2019, she has been my dermatologist. I have listened to her, used her products, and I feel like they've transformed my skin for the better. This is her Daily Staples program. These 3 specific products right there, so easy to use for transformative results. It's a cleanser, a vitamin C serum, and a moisturizer to use every single day to target signs of aging, to add hydration, to reveal smoother, more radiant skin. And then for nighttime, this is the retinol with an A night serum for firming. It's a firming treatment. I use this one weekly. Again, just smooths out skin, gets rid of some of that roughness. Everything here slashed in half from Dr. Whitney Bowe, plus free shipping.
I need to get on Dr. Bo's program.
Right? Finally, today's a good day to do it because it's 50%
Don't tell
off.
me this
Okay.
is what I get.
Flouse. I know. So you don't need that for the front, but how about those back molars that are really hard to get to? This product makes it so easy to get between the teeth. Okay, maybe this is not for you and it's for me.
The whole crew is back there
I
laughing
know,
behind the
but
camera.
listen, it's the easiest way to floss. It is specifically, it wiggles between those tough teeth, gets back to the molars. It's also what I like, shred-resistant floss. These little flossing heads pop on and off. It is, plus it like feels really good because it helps stimulate the gums, gets rid of that biofilm. Trust me on it, it's fabulous, and it's 50% off.
And I like it. Are they gonna have one that's like a thick rope, and then I can use it? That was for all you people laughing at me back there. And at home, I know you're laughing.
Robin's ready. Robin's ready.
Robin's shaking her head at me. I'm sorry. Okay, Tori, thank you. I'm taking your word for all these products. And you know what? We have more Beauty Bonanza deals coming up, so don't go anywhere. And next, how to get your money back when you do your Christmas shopping. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
Welcome back, everybody. The holiday shopping season is heating up, and we've got your exclusive first look at some mega deals to make it merry and bright. Rebecca Jarvis is back with big brands and major retailers offering deep discounts and ways to save. Rebecca's been waiting for this all day. Tell us how people can save money on their holiday shopping.
Yeah, hey Michael, hey guys. And I just want to say up front here, this is not your invitation to spend more money. This is, as the financial correspondent here, I feel like I have to just say that up front. This is your invitation to save money. And there are some good ways to save, especially on areas that you might be shopping for the holidays. Sephora, for example, its Beauty Insider event, it's running now through November 11th. Target has their deal of the day throughout the holiday season, so you want to keep an eye out for earlier extended Black Friday deals there. And JCPenney will have a whole week of savings from November 22nd to December 1st. There's also sites that you can shop with like Rakuten and Ibotta and RetailMeNot that give you cash back, which is a good way to shop, especially for your holiday things.
What is this cash back day?
Yeah.
And how do we implement it?
Yeah, so RetailMeNot is in the midst of its cash back day right now. It goes from November 7th to November 9th. And the thing about cash back day is it's kind of like when you shop with a credit card and you're getting cash back, but you don't have to shop with a specific credit card here. You shop through RetailMeNot. They're working with 3,800 merchants, and depending on which merchant you're shopping at, you can get up to 20% cash back on your purchase. So it's almost like a discount on anything, and in fact, it oftentimes works with already discounted merchandise. So maybe you're getting 50% off on the thing, but you're also getting 20% cash back.
And you have some exclusive deals?
There are some exclusive deals here. I know these are the ones you're really interested in, George. Lucky Brand, up to 20% cash back. Macy's, up to 12% cash back. Uggs, that's for you, George, up to 14% cash back. Ulta's got 12% cash back. Urban Outfitters, up to 20% cash back. This is all through RetailMeNot, so you can check out there. There's a lot more deals as well.
All right, these sound like great deals to get cash back, but how do we actually get the cash back?
So you start on a site like RetailMeNot. Rakuten, Ibotta, also cashback sites. RetailMeNot, for their event right now, you go in, you sign up for a limited time. New members, if you're not a member yet, you also get an extra $5 added into your wallet. And from there, you click the retailer you want to shop. That will activate the offer, and then you'll be redirected to the retailer site. So you just shop like you normally would. You check out like you normally would.
Okay.
After you make your purchase, eventually they will send you that check in the mail.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is it? It's RetailMeNot?
RetailMeNot. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks, guys.
Don't buy more. That was the
Do not buy more.
Buy more. Okay.
Save more. Save more.
Yeah. Why not save more by buying more?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Got me so confused, Rebecca. Okay. Time to end the confusion. Let's go to Sam for Pop News.
I'm spending, I'm saving. Okay, Pop Newsers, hey, grab your to-go cup, and it's time to get on a road trip this morning. Let's head to Thunder Road. Bruce Springsteen is hitting the streets and showing up on the set of the upcoming biopic about his life called Deliver Me from Nowhere. And Bruce got the chance to meet his doppelganger, Jeremy Allen White, in costume as the Grammy Award winner himself. And eagle-eyed fans are loving that Bruce showed up in a red flannel jacket since it perfectly matches the shirt that White had on in the promotional photo released just last week. See how it all works together? Wow. Filming is currently taking place in Springsteen's home state of New Jersey, all over Jersey, as well as New York and LA. Deliver Me From Nowhere is set to hit the theaters next year.
That'd be interesting.
I actually can't wait.
Yeah.
It's time, right?
Yeah.
It's time. And now for some super news to those who didn't get to see Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, in theaters. So now it's actually headed to the small screen, guys. The documentary tells the story of the actor best known for his iconic Superman role. He is Superman. But after an accident left him paralyzed, he actually turned into a real-life Superman. This man was here on GMA. I remember him in the early years, in the 80s and also the early 90s. He was such a kind man. The film features never-before-seen home videos and inspiring interviews from the actor's family and friends, including his son, our own Will Reeve, and it's now available for you to watch at home. Now, you can buy your digital copy of Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, right now on all digital platforms, and you will be able to rent the documentary starting November 19th.
Yeah, really is.
Yeah. And Dana, and the whole, I mean, just an amazing family. Now, how about some sports news, guys? Are you with me? Because I can't stop thinking about sports. Over the weekend, the South Carolina Gamecocks pulled off a huge upset, Robin, over 10th-ranked Texas A&M. Now, check out their fans storming on the field to celebrate. I wish I was there. Well, after the big win, that's when the real party started, gang. South Carolina head coach Shane Beamer's wife, Emily, has a birthday this week. Now, watch how the team celebrated her. All right, they're football players, so you just have to figure it out. The entire team serenaded Emily. They don't normally sing with Fantasia Barrino's 2006 hit, When I See You, if you recognized it. Now, one special person did recognize it and take note. Fantasia, the amazing voice herself. The Grammy-winning star sent these beautiful congratulatory flowers to Coach Beamer, Emily, and the team. All is well in the world of sports.
Yeah, and Coach Beamer's got some moves. Did you see it?
That's my thing, too. I got a lot of young friends there at South Carolina. I talked to like 3 or 4 of the football players. They're great young men. I'm glad they're doing well. They're kicking butt. Been watching every weekend.
They've got that family atmosphere, right? All right, and that's pop news.
All right. We are back with part 2 of our Deals and Steals Beauty Bonanza. So let's dive in again, Tori.
Let's dive in. We are starting with LED Aesthetics, and this mask is all about fading sun damage, reducing the appearance of wrinkles. Also will help to clear acne. So it's got both the red and the blue light technology that's built right in there. You can see 10 minutes a day. Consistency is key. So in as little as 3 weeks, you can start seeing visible results. But again, consistency is key. We also have their Hydrogel. These are really great masks. So when you're feeling like your skin just is too dry, this is going to be an infusion of just great hydration. Everything here, 50% off today.
Can't beat that.
Right. Malin & Getz. This is a favorite among both the men and women in the studio. We've got a huge assortment head to toe of their apothecary-inspired skincare. This one closest to you right here, pick that one up. That's their peppermint shampoo. It's that invigorating peppermint.
Wow.
It is just a treat for the senses. It's great for your scalp, for your hair. Then we've got some candles. This one's my favorite, tomato. That's tomato. We're having a debate though. There's a dispute or a debate between which is better, tomato or leather. They're both really fabulous. We've got
leather.
They're good. They're good.
Leather's
You're a
good.
leather girl. Okay, I'm the tomato. We've got strawberry. We've got a variety. We also have a variety of their gift sets, which are fabulous. Everything from fragrance, candles, their beautiful hand creams. You cannot go wrong because 50% off starting at $13 and free shipping from Malin & Getz. Yes.
Okay,
all right.
secrets.
Number 7, you know, number 7 is one of your favorites. We've got 8 different collections from them. 2 of the fan favorites. The one right in front, which I've got for you also back here, it's the Future Renew Connect collection. And what's really great about that, there's a few different products, the serum, the day cream, the night cream, and an eye cream, that are all about helping to reverse the damage from sun. So all of us have some kind of sun damage. This is going to help to treat that. We also have this one right here. This Hydroluminous collection is also really great for intense hydration, brighter looking skin. This is one of those lines where the prices, even at full price, are fabulous, but when you slash them in half and they start at $7.50 and free shipping, come on.
You can't beat that. Yes.
All right, let's go to the eyes with Murad. This little one right here is the Renewing Eye Cream that's going to help with dark circles and puffiness, two of the most common under eye issues. Also will help to firm, brighten, and help to reduce those fine lines around the eyes. It also has mango butter in it, so it feels really, really good on your skin. The whole blue collection, the acne collection, I have that in rotation for when I see those spots that I don't like. That one is going on my face. Everything slashed in half and free shipping from Murad too.
Oh, that's free shipping.
Okay, Dr. Brandt. Forehead and frown lines. This little one right here, Needles No More, it's called. So very often that's how we treat forehead lines with injections, but you don't have to with the Needles No More collection. It's a soothing cream. Helps to really just help with all of those lines to help diminish them. Plus we've got lots of masks and treatments. And you know what? Since you told me you like free shipping, we've got 50% off and free shipping here too.
This is gold as well.
Yes.
Wow.
Pericone, baby.
Yes.
So one of their newest products, high potency intensive soothing serum. So it's a mouthful, but it does really phenomenal stuff. It's going to help to treat rough patches, uneven texture, enlarged pores, for all of those kind of problem pesky things. We also have their face finishing moisturizer that also has SPF in it. So if you are not good at applying SPF, put it into one of your products so you get it done. All 50% off. We're going to have to stock up for Lara today since she's not here. And free shipping from Pericone too. And then finally, we are ending on Dermaflash. This is one of the easiest ways. The guys backstage were giving me lessons on this as if I don't know the product. They know it well because they've studied it so much. It's the easiest way to remove peach fuzz, that like top layer of dead skin cells, so that your products absorb better, your makeup glides on effortlessly. We also have their pore extractor that's going to help take everything out of those pores. 50% off, and let's end it on
free shipping.
You got it.
Honestly.
We do it.
I know.
We do it, baby. We do it.
And we have partnered again with these companies on these great deals. You can get them on our website, where you will also find, she always has some bonus deals for you. Yeah,
these 12 beauty ones are pretty fabulous.
They are.
And now we are celebrating the season of giving by kicking off Disney's Ultimate Toy Drive. Every year, Disney teams up with Toys for Tots to spread holiday cheer by giving gifts to millions of children in need. Take a look. Since 1947, the Walt Disney Company has marched in lockstep with the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots program, delivering 677 million toys to over 301 million children. And GMA helping to kick off the most wonderful time of the year, the Disney Ultimate Toy Drive. The Toy Joy, fueled by volunteers who know how much it matters, like Gypsy Serna, who still remembers the first time she unwrapped a donated toy that was under the tree just for her.
That was the first time I remember having a toy with just my name on it, that didn't say for the kids. And it was a metal Tonka truck. I've never forgotten how much hope that gave me.
Marine Staff Sergeant Xavier Monti, who received gifts from the drive as a child in Dayton, Ohio, now gets to be a hometown hero.
To be able to come back to your hometown after being in the military for 13 years and be a part of an organization that you benefited from is something that I think is amazing. It's one of the best jobs I've ever done.
And Sergeant Christos Tormanides was fighting childhood cancer when he received a Toys for Tots gift. That helped inspire him to join the Marines.
I won't ever forget seeing those dress boots walk through those halls. It was a big part in my decision, seeing what the Marines were doing for the community. It's something that I can give back to the community, give back to those who helped me. I can help assist the foundation the way that in my moment of need, the foundation assisted me.
Something so small as the gift for yourself that the child gets for themselves can inspire them to do so many great things in life. And you can learn more and join the Disney Ultimate Toy Drive at disney.com/toy drive. Coming up, cookbook author Carolyn Chambers takes on our $20 dinner challenge with recipes from her book, What to Cook If You Don't Feel Like Cooking.
We are back with our $20 dinner challenge. We asked chefs to come up with dinner for 4 people for less than $20. And this morning, cookbook author Carolyn Chambers has 2 recipes from her cookbook, What to Cook. when you don't feel like cooking. Welcome back to GMA.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
What are we making today?
We are making cheesy beef and sweet potato flautas and a lemon cake.
All right. That's pretty great. So walk us through the shopping list. Show us how you did it.
Okay, so we did this all for under $20. Here's our grocery list. And ground beef is a great kind of staple ingredient for me because it's so inexpensive. So it came in at $4.99, and all of these are fact checked. These are real prices that we found, and you could use any ground beef or ground meat. You could use ground turkey, ground chicken, whatever's on sale, and that'll be perfect here. And so we're just gonna cook this down, cook it until it's kind of crispy like this. And we are using some spices from our pantry. So we've got paprika, garlic powder, and this is how we're keeping it under 20 bucks, right? Because you're using whatever's in your pantry. If you don't have smoked paprika that's in the recipe, I don't care. Use whatever you have. Use a little bit more cumin, use a little bit more garlic powder.
So basically any spices you like.
Well, kind of any spices you want. This is basically like a taco seasoning, so you could also grab one of those really inexpensive taco seasoning packets, if you don't have all of these.
Right.
So we're gonna cook that down, and then once our beef is cooked, do you wanna add these sweet potatoes? So I just shredded those up on a box grater. And I have 3 little boys, 5, 4, and 2, and they won't touch a vegetable right now. It's really...
So you sneak it in.
Everyone assumes that because I'm a cook, my kids are really great eaters, and no, I'm just like the rest of you. My kids won't eat anything. So we sneak it in, and the sweet potato makes this beef mixture kind of sweet, and kids all they want to do is eat sweet stuff. So
also makes it more filling.
It makes it more filling, and also it adds starch, it adds all the good things. And getting a vegetable in their life is very important right now. So over here we have our tortillas, and we're gonna just roll these up into flautas. So flautas are traditionally fried, right? You take that one, I'll take this one, and here's our filling. Flautas are traditionally fried. You have a deep fryer, but when we don't feel like cooking, the title of the book, we don't feel like cooking, we certainly don't feel like busting out the deep fryer, right? And then having to deal with the oil. So we are cooking these, we're baking these in the oven. So you take this and then just roll them up super tight, and then into our baking dish. You nailed it there. I said tight, George. It's perfect. And also, if you wanted to just quit here, you could make tacos. Just use that as a taco filling if you really don't feel like cooking. So over here we have our crispy baked flautas, and we're just gonna add some toppings. So we're gonna add shredded lettuce. If you're feeding your children, which I always am, you're not gonna put this anywhere near their meal. You're gonna keep this far, far away.
Avocado.
And then some avocado.
Kids generally like avocado.
They do. They'll all kind of mess with avocado.
Yeah.
They'll at least, the 2-year-old at least will. And then we have this really simple sauce here of just some chili powder, smoked paprika, salt, and lime juice. And then it turns into this pretty, at home we're not gonna put it in a squeezy bottle, but here we're gonna make it look really sexy and do a drizzle. And then we're gonna take this and do a drizzle. And how beautiful is that?
And you even fit in dessert.
And so we fit in dessert. In the book, this frosting is made with creme fraiche, which can be kind of pricey. So in the book, there's a swap to use sour cream. So we doubled up ingredients. We used the sour cream there and here, which is how we were able to get in at under 20 bucks. And it's a really simple lemon cake. It uses lemon jello in the batter to make it really moist and delicious. And then you're just icing it right in there. You're doing a casual swoop. And then you'll just put your lemon zest right on top. Again, for the children, I would keep this away because they'll be like, what the heck is that? But for us, how pretty is that?
Look at this.
And then we have a beautiful
under
cake.
$20. Fantastic.
Under 20 bucks a full meal.
You can get these recipes at GoodMorningAmerica.com, and Carolyn's cookbook, What to Cook When You Don't Feel Like Cooking, is out right now.
Let them eat cake, which our crew is doing right now.
Lemon cake.
Oh! Look at that! Yes! You thought I was kidding.